Hello everybody, I'm Movie Wisecracker and I am doing a video of film versus trailer reaction basically. What I'm gonna get out here first is I've already seen this film, but I'm gonna take a look at the trailer real quick and then I'm gonna compare it to the film that I saw, which is the film called A Tale of Two Corys, which is a film about Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. So I'm gonna watch the trailer real quick and then I'm gonna compare it to the film afterwards. So let me maximize this. And let's do this. I've actually been waiting for a film about these two actors because when I was growing up, I would watch these movies with my dad because my dad grew up in like the 80s basically.
Shows like that are for people at the end of their careers. You're just getting started. I made a lot of really bad decisions in my career. Let me let you in a little secret about Hollywood. There's a girls' club, there's a boys' club. Come on, man, just close your eyes and pretend I'm a girl. You want to be in the boys' club, don't you? I guess. Take it easy, man. Can't believe I'm doing coke with Oh! What am I looking at here? Huh? What is this?
You continue down this road, you're gonna throw it all away.
Are you high? Now, I thought I was the bad one. You're fired. Fired? Yeah, man, maybe we should work together.
Huh.
Let's talk about how.
Yeah, I recently watched this and honestly the film wasn't that bad. I just really want to compare this trailer to the film, honestly. Alright. I love that title, but I'm trying to find it. There we go. Honestly, normally I don't watch like straight to TV films, basically. And honestly, from watching this like on Lifetime channel, which I watched, which was on demand basically, I actually thought this was a pretty good film, especially for being made for TV. It's not a really bad film at all, honestly. I thought it was gonna be worse because honestly, I didn't like the trailer when I first saw the trailer, but I am a big fan of Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, and I do enjoy their films. I liked License to Drive, basically, and The Lost Boys, of course, which is a lot of people do love that film. And I do love the films that they're not together. Like I like Corey Haim and Silver Bullet, and I like Corey Feldman and like The Goonies and Stand By Me. Even in The Fox and the Hound, I liked him as the voice of Copper. Basically, basically, it does tell like a pretty dark story about how they get into drugs and what happens to like young people that are introduced within the world of Hollywood, basically. And and they like I understand they couldn't show everything that Feldman wrote in his book, but for what they gave in this film, it actually told more than what I really knew about them besides them being in like movies that I enjoy watching. Like their story is a pretty tragic story, both of them, and honestly they just got caught up within the fame, the money, the drugs, and also other stuff that's hard to even fathom because certain things do tend to happen to younger people because older people like to take advantage of young people basically, which is not a good thing. And honestly, it it reminds me of one TV movie that I've seen. Like I saw a TV movie, made for TV movie with Val Kilmer, basically. And Val Kilmer plays a high school student who is alcoholic, and he ends up causing a huge accident within the film, and he dies basically. Actually, someone dies. He gets in trouble, and like it reminds me of that type of film. This film reminds me of that Val Kilmer made for TV film. It was like an after school special type of film, and that's what this feels like. And it did give me a lot of information that I didn't know, but I also know that this film itself didn't give the whole entire story that Corey Feldman told within his book. But for what I got, it was a pretty good made for TV film. And honestly, like for a made for TV film, out of 4 stars, I'd give this like a 3-star rating out of 4, basically, because I like that the feeling that it felt like going into a time machine and going into the 80s, basically. And I love like that they had like nightclub scenes, because like a lot of 80s movies have certain scenes that have to pertain to like a nightclub scene. And the two guys that actually played Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, they both did really good. Honestly, I liked them both equally, and their acting was just as good equally. Like it even says their names up here: Elijah Marcano and Justin Ellings. And honestly, they both did amazing in this film, and that's why I give it a 3 out of 4 because their acting made this movie a lot better than I thought it would be. But the reason why I give it a 3-star rating out of 4 is because they weren't fully accurate within the story completely, but they were true to what they could put out within a TV film aspect. And for what I got, I actually liked the film, and I really do feel bad for these two former child stars. And honestly, the things that happened and the things they don't discuss within the film, honestly, people shouldn't have to deal with that. And it's pretty sad that a lot of young actors and actresses have to deal with such issues that are bad like that. And honestly, like this film opened my eyes towards like how there's not just predators within Hollywood, but there's also predators in everyday life, basically, and they do like to take advantage of younger people because they're bigger and they're stronger and they just think they can. And it's sad that that happens to people, but other than that, this movie does send out a good message to not do drugs and to not live the club life. It basically sends out a message to beware of child predators, basically. And I actually I give all the people that are involved within this film, including Corey Feldman and whoever else made this film, I give them props for making a film, especially during the type of movement that's going on recently within Hollywood and stuff like that. This is a pretty brave move, even though it is a made-for-TV film. It does send out a message, and I actually respect that. It's a very respectable thing to do, and it takes a lot of courage to do this and to tell a story that is very hard to tell. And if nobody's seen this film, I really recommend watching this. Even though it is a made-for-TV film, it is a pretty good one. And it does send out a message. And that's all I have to say about this. I'm Movie Wisecracker. Please like or subscribe if you dare.